So the first one that we hit random for all the Troma films on YouTube that is for free, and we hit random, and yours was the first choice. What was yours?
The first one I landed on was Horror of the Humongous Hungry Hungus. Hungan.
Hungan.
You want to say hungus.
You do?
Yeah.
We actually had to look up what a Hungan was. What the hell is a Hungan?
Wasn't it some kind of voodoo
priest of some kind?
Legend has it that in Haiti during the year 1739, a local voodoo priest, or Hungan, created a special serum. He later died mysteriously.
Give us an overall broad summary
synopsis.
of it. Yeah.
Have you seen Frankenstein?
It was more than Frankenstein because there was voodoo and witchcraft.
It was basically a Frankenstein meets Slasher in the Woods movie. No, I'm thinking of another movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other one.
Did they go into the woods?
Yeah, he went into the woods a lot.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it was
This,
Slasher.
one,
right.
this
Yeah.
one was the last half the movie was just in the woods and we didn't know what happened.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first 30 minutes was great.
Oh, it
A
was.
great cheesy schlock, and then we went out into like the woods in a cabin, and you just stared at woods the whole time. You're like, what? And it blurred together.
It starts off, this girl, Diane, I think her name is, she's having a bad dream of her and her boyfriend are out in the woods, having a nice hike.
No. She was reluctantly on this hike. I don't want to be here. I'm scared. Look, that's a wolf. What is that noise? What is that? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. He's like, come on, hun. Come on. And he's like, he's getting to the point of, I'm going to slap the bitch kind of like attitude. And then she's like, I don't want to go. It was really annoying.
This is it. There's the trail. Are you coming?
No, I don't want to.
Come on, you don't have anything to worry about.
What is that? Who was that?
I don't know. That's just probably somebody's dog.
Who was that? That didn't sound right at all. Who was that?
I must
For both people.
was,
For
wait,
us.
wait. Is that
Mainly.
is that in the dream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember
The
I remember the only thing he said was, "You want a walking stick?"
Oh yeah,
It was later.
he found a walking stick and he's like, oh look, a walking stick.
This was when
they
they were on the road and they just got out of the car. Takes 3.5 minutes for them to finally get walking because they're bitching
okay.
about
He's right. They
having
have
to leave.
3 instances where they stopped and were like, what's that noise? Oh, it's just a coyote.
See, I don't want to go with a coyote.
What was the noise that it made? It kind of sounded like a
No, that was
That's the monster.
yeah, isn't that what they heard?
It sounded
No.
like suburban Sasquatch in a way. That's all
Two
it
different
ever did.
noises. One's perfect, the other one's a crappy B-movie schlock. Now, figure out which one I'm talking about.
You decide.
Perfection.
They eventually get attacked by the Hungan in the dream. The Hungan kills.
Is that the Hungan?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the Hungan is the witch lady who's doing the shit with the candles. I
Well-
think that's the Hungan.
Then what was humongous?
But I don't know.
Is that-
Nothing was humongous in the movie.
Yeah.
No, the only humongous anything in the movie was the guy who was the janitor. He was he was humongous.
No, I think that thing was supposed to be the Hungan because she was like, "I'm gonna release a Hungan on you," and then the first time we don't see the Hungan, but we get like a POV from the from the Hungan, and he's like way up in the tree, and it looks like he's humongous.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just on a hill. Yeah.
I think that was supposed to be the Hungan.
It wasn't even cinematic. He just popped out in a wide. He popped out of the corner of the screen going, ha! And then he ripped the guy's arm off.
Whoa.
And then he went chasing after the girl.
Let's not nitpick them about their idea of cinematography. I think we should just look at how perfect their story is structured. You start out in the first 15 minutes and you have a dream sequence, and then you have a whole sequence where you don't care, then you have a sequence where you don't care, and you actually continue that steady decline of caring through the entire film. That is a genius point of plot development. I'll argue with you. You cared once?
Yeah.
I actually cared about this scene. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Anyway, the dream wraps up with both of them being killed, and right after he stabs or does whatever he does to Diane, he's like, remember.
I thought he was just gonna call her. And
No.
he came down.
He was talking to her. He only talked to one person in the entire movie,
He only
and that
talked
was
to
her.
Diane. Yeah. He was like, remember.
Then why did he kill her at the end?
Because, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I know, but that just
Wait.
that irritates
But he also
me.
talked to her. He never talked to her in person.
He
until
talked
the
to her
end.
at the end.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Yeah.
But that's
You
what I'm
fed
saying.
me and
The other
you helped
stuff.
me.
The other stuff was just in her mind. It was just a dream.
You know-
every single time, and then all of a sudden he can now talk to her out of the dream.
I'm having flashback. What's he doing? I don't know where he went. Why did the Hungan curse to her?
Oh no!
That was not even told.
That was completely told and foreshadowed, and explained away through the cutaway of the lady with the candles and the little voodoo doll.
Yeah, she said she wanted revenge.
From what?
I don't know. I think someone watched the movie when they were finished making it and said, this doesn't make a damn sense whatsoever. They said, okay, let's shoehorn this voodoo shit in there and let's call it a Hungan.
Diane wakes up and she's like, oh my god, oh, we can't go camping tomorrow, something bad's gonna happen. And her boyfriend Brad is like, no babe, it's gonna be cool, we're gonna...
Alright, you're missing one thing.
What?
When she wakes up screaming, she's like, oh my god. She wakes up like everybody in her household. I'm not quite sure who's all in her household, but it's like a boarding house kind of thing. Everybody's waking up. Everybody's going into her room. Are you okay? Oh my god, is she okay? And everybody's like hugging each other. She forces everybody out of the room, and then she goes to the phone and calls her boyfriend. And like, Mike, I need you to come over here right now.
Brad.
Right now, Mike.
Brad.
Because
Brad.
you guys are gonna...
She is
We're starting this already?
She is inconsolable, except for her boyfriend Brad.
Okay,
To
so
come and help her.
I'm gonna write this off.
Even
We're
her
gonna
mother.
beat Brad for that. Okay, so
You think it
so,
really
oh my
is
god,
Mike?
Brad. I just used a name.
Alright.
Okay. Oh my god, Brad. Like, I need you right here. I need you with me. I need you right now. Blah, blah, blah. And then she wouldn't even get off the phone. He's like, okay, listen, I'll be there soon. She's like, it was that annoying. I mean, it was weird. These characters didn't have. They had two levels. They had I'm not speaking and then annoyance.
Then we cut to this laboratory, right?
Yep.
And was it a laboratory or was it somebody's house?
Somebody's house with shit on the wall.
The hallway was somebody's house. The rooms, somebody's house. But then they have. It seems like an alleyway, but it's just brick. I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure
that-
they did that at an office building
or
in the
school.
back because it says exit.
Yeah.
It looked like they did it in a few different locations to make this lab.
Oh yeah, they had to.
And then
We're introduced to the doctors. We have Dr. Doctor?
Doc Johnson.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor. I'm not.
And then
We have Doc Johnson.
Doc Johnson.
I loved his name. I looked it up. Ended up being a dildo company.
You know, the problem with dildos is that you have to use one or both hands to get the job done. Well, what if I wanted to eat this burger or drink this beer at the same time?
Evening, Dr. Johnson. You got it, Dr. Johnson.
Beer, burger, dildo.
Doc. We had
I think there's Dr. Henry.
Well, we'll just call him Babyface because he was too young.
Oh no,
he,
no.
He,
In
he was
close-ups,
doogie.
he looked like you're like, okay, you know what? He could be a doctor.
No,
in
he's
wides, you're like, he's 12.
He's 100% Doogie Howser. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a little Doogie.
I see
Okay.
a Doogie.
Yeah.
So he's a mad scientist Doogie.
And he's apparently the maddest of them all.
Yes.
He's the one that's hell-bent on making this experiment work.
And then we have also our two other slapstick comedian comedy.
The security guard and the maintenance guy, or the janitor.
I wouldn't really call them comedic anything.
They were an attempt at comedic relief.
Oh no!
This movie was
that was so serious.
This movie was so intense that they needed some relief, and that was the comic relief.
Oh, shit! Damn it, Fred, you scared the hell out of me. I got you. I got you. I got you. You got me, Fred. You got me.
What were some of their antics?
Splashing water.
No. One was just scaring him. Bah! And he's like, oh, you keep doing that.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. And then he splashes water.
He dumps the trash on his desk. Oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna hit you with this.
Too bad they died, huh? Spoiler!
They showed that scene of...
Man, who knew I was gonna spoil that? 2 minutes later.
Then we cut to the full music video.
Yeah, they're having a going away party. This huge going away party for their camping trip that they're gonna go on.
It wasn't a music video. Somebody just left the camera at a party.
And we are introduced to some of the sweetest mullets I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Good, great mullets. And I don't know how long somebody can dance like this, but for like 3 minutes of watching this, and literally the camera never changes from the side of her, you're like, you know what? I'd be bored. Started like
We got excited.
My vision was blurring.
We got excited when they changed camera angles on us.
My favorite part was when Pee Wee.
Oh, Pee Wee Herman showed up.
Hey! What happened to the music? Come on, Spick. I don't think we're welcome anymore.
The
Wait,
I can't do a Pee Wee.
wait, hold on. I could do a Pee Wee just until I did that. Hold up.
Hey there, Zombie.
There's the one scientist that's like, no, this is bad. I was on board when I didn't think it was gonna work out, but now that it is, I have to stop this. He shoots the Hungan in the head. He tries to attack Dr. Henry, and then the Hungan wakes up.
Yeah, just fine because he stabbed him in the head again with a syringe and he pumped it more. And then when the when the security officer came in, that's when the Hungan came back up and started killing it and murdering everybody.
Kind of like Frankenstein.
Stop whispering stuff into the mic.
Hungan is Dr. Frankenstein.
So, that happened.
Monster.
And then
Hungan's monsters. The Satanist monster.
that's really it. We have a bunch of murders, but they're really uneventful. And why? And then eventually we go out into the woods.
Yeah, they eventually go camping, and there's no more enjoyment in this movie until it ends.
No,
Feeling of that movie.
I didn't get any enjoyment out of it. I didn't get anything noteworthy until he started talking to Diane.
Remember, girl, it was you that helped create me. You and Harry with his anger and your fear. We put me together and you did too. With your dreams. Be afraid. Now I'm here and you're not going to be.
And then suddenly, oh my
It's pretty
god, something's
disturbing.
happening. This is weird. And then he just goes, scratches her in the back, and then she's dead. He's like, done. Walks away. We were actually kind of shocked. I was like, is she dead? Yeah. Oh yeah, she's dead. Done. And then her boyfriend ends up killing the monster.
With the help of the little kid who has that artillery shell gun thing.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty awesome.
That really-
Not because of the movie, but I want one.
Just like, yeah. I always, as a kid, thought about doing something like that. We used to take artillery shell cannons and point them at each other, but imagine holding it like a gun. Bobby ends up fighting the thing hand-to-hand combat.
Bobby. Who's Bobby?
Bradley?
Brad.
Brad.
The boyfriend?
Boyfriend ends up hand fisting.
Oh.
But then the kid ends up blowing him up, and then they did they do anything else, or did they just leave him for dead?
Leave him for dead.
Did they? He
It
they
was all
did
about
kill
the
it.
guy, because then right after that he went to the hospital.
But
You
No.
let my daughter die.
yeah, they did kill him.
I
did
wrote it
kill
down. Kid shoots artillery shell at monster, and then Brad stabs him with the stick, killing
Gotcha.
it. He
Yeah.
picks a stick up off
Yeah.
the ground. It's not sharp or anything. And
Oh,
he's
I
just
didn't
like,
realize we didn't get that far.
Oh yeah, we're at the end.
I realized you didn't get that far.
And then that's it. We also get the witch lady saying, "Ooh."
You mean the Hungan?
if she's the Hungan,
No, it's like Frankenstein's monster.
I think they
So
got it
with
wrong.
Frankenstein, you say Frankenstein is the monster? No, it's Frankenstein's monster, even though it's called Frankenstein.
Okay.
So this is
okay.
the Hungan's monster.
So that is the Hungan's monster. She is the Hungan.
Isn't
okay.
Hungan the monster?
She's just hungry and humongous.
Yeah, we never had any comparative for her.
And the monster never ate anybody. So he's not hungry.
Yeah.
But she is. She probably left there and got some sweet Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Enjoyable.
Now we have an amazing movie about
So- The pig guy.
What was the movie called?
Troma War.
Troma Wars. We had a movie called Troma Wars in our Troma War.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's no way I'm gonna be able to get through just actually talking about this, because just straight up, going through the very beginning and being like, oh, okay, so a plane crash and all these people are there. It starts off
lost.
on a girl screaming,
Overacting.
completely, and then the side window of the part of the plane that's broken opens up, and the priest is like, "Don't worry, hon," and starts talking to her.
If you were truly a good girl, then you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, so this is like a farce comedy, and this other guy's carrying this girl who's topless or ripped shirt to the beach. He's like, I'm here to save you. I'm doing this and that. And some of this stuff is outlandish. Some of it is serious. And you're like, okay, so I get kind of how it's supposed to be, but then at some points it becomes a complete, absolute farce.
So what's the plot of this movie? Basically a crash landing and then...
They crash land on a island that I think was supposed to be like
Costa
Cuba
Rica.
or something, Costa Rica, on an island that has a shit ton of terrorists.
It's terrorists from everywhere.
And yeah, everywhere.
The most diverse terrorists in the entire world.
And they make points on saying this guy's Asian, this guy's this guy's that, and they're like, oh yeah, I know, and they actually do it that way.
And they're all working for Cuba. They're being trained by Cubans to go infiltrate America, and the Republican Party of America is paying Cuba to do this.
Yeah, they're gonna do everything, infiltrate all these different sects of people, and
Give them AIDS.
give them AIDS,
This,
and
give them that, and they're gonna do like it's just a whole big terrorism plot, and these people are in the middle of it, and I don't think we have enough time to literally go through all 30 characters.
Oh no.
So ultimately, they all have to save the United States. And
Yeah.
destroy all these people, and these.
Well, hold on, because
There's also a British
Okay,
guy.
for Troma's War, we have Lydia, we have Taylor, we have Parker, we have Kirkland, we have Dottie, Marshall, Maria, Hardwick, Cooney, Kim, Jingotistic Baby, Jennifer, Sean, Nancy, Lori, Susan, Reverend Brown, Shelley Summers, Samsum, Sal Longo, Colonel Jennings, Captain Schweinhart, Major Asilowski, Major Ramirez, Siamese Twin, Senor Sita, and the list keeps going. I'm just going to show you. It keeps going. That is the main cast. It's still going. I mean, it's insane. Yeah, I'm gonna stop that. So, there is a reason we're not going through every single one of these characters and telling you all about them.
they eventually get captured.
Half of them. Yeah.
Half.
Except the men.
Are we skipping to the middle?
No. Well, yeah. Let's the three main men characters that actually make a difference throughout the whole thing. The guy with the blow dart.
That he just pulls out of nowhere.
Yeah, he pulled out of his leg.
Oh,
There's Parker, the salesman, who he is Rambo. He'll stay in one spot and just mow everybody down. And then there is our hero, which can basically do the same thing, but he moves more. Arguably.
Yeah.
He was the brains.
Was he?
He was the charisma and the brains of the group.
He was the Maximum Overdrive hero, where they just labeled him hero from the get-go. She goes, "I'm not going to take orders from you. What made you the leader?"
But they get captured and we're finally introduced to, after like 30 minutes, we're finally introduced to the bad guys.
That guy. Yep.
Which, I don't know. I thought that was horribly annoying.
Where? And the one shot, he was doing it so long that it was just a close-up on his face.
You know what? I think it got rather. At first, you kind of laughed because it was so outlandish, so outrageous, and then
The second time you just want to punch
it got
him in the
really
nose.
annoying, and then it came back around. At certain points, especially when he's on the little microphone, it came back around. And, listen, everybody out there, okay? You can't be doing that. You know, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, hold it right now.
Survivors of Flight 777. I know you can hear me. I'm Bill Earl Jennings, the commander here on the Isle of Providencia.
Stupid.
They have this all-out battle to rescue everyone that got captured, and right after that, they're like, we need to go to this place and take them out. Somebody figured out what the terrorists were doing.
Yeah,
like we need to.
Because they just walked into a bunker. We didn't get to see what he saw. He just kind of looked around. There was all these papers. He came out and told us everything was in there. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? Pick this movie up. We need to see more. Oh, okay. What? They're really going to give us the meat and eggs and screw appetizers. Just give us the meat and potatoes. And what happens? They give us fucking rape. Okay?
Yeah.
Long rape as a shot of AIDS getting pumped with a guy from AIDS that has AIDS, and another girl about to get raped because the Aryan guy was like, put her in my place. And the other guy was like, hey, she's already here, so and you just keep seeing like close-ups of him going,
I remember.
One of them died, right? In that first little battle thing?
Yeah. I remember after that whole scene was done and they saved everybody, we thought the movie was done. We forgot that there was still Pigman. Okay,
no, I didn't forget. You guys did. You guys were like, oh, I forgot. I was sitting there. No.
Yeah.
That was the only person that I did not forget about.
There was 40 more minutes left in this movie. And so we needed a training montage from all the women. The women need to learn how to fight.
So
we had the training montage.
The one girl kick. You had her laying down and stretching. I was stupid.
Yeah. They have that montage, and then we see the business guy. He goes over. He betrays them. He goes over to
and he knows exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Goes over there, talks them into letting him
lure them to them.
Yeah.
And then big fight.
No, before the fight, we have the sex montage.
Oh yeah. You had to get laid.
By this time we were like, stop it. Just
keep in mind, we couldn't get the actual plot devices that actually bring in an actual story. We were like, you know what people want to see? They want to see explosions and titties. Okay.
We already just did rape and fighting.
Well, no, that's just it.
Let's go actual love.
We went 15 minutes without titties. We went 15 minutes without a gunshot or explosion. We need to get some more in.
It was a glorious 15 minutes. Between.
Now the ending fight sequence, which this shit goes on forever. At certain points, you're like, there's no way there's this many people in that little bunker area. But no, it keeps going.
You wouldn't have thought there were like 4 or 5 people on that porta potty thing.
No, yeah. Guys, so there is so much to talk about with that one thing. We could talk about every rocket launcher he shoots.
Speaking of rocket launchers, I love it when he shoots the rocket launcher at the tower, and then there's people on fire. It's kind of like...
Or when he shoots the rocket launcher at the porta potty, and 5 people come out of that one porta potty.
Then like certain points when people, they're not even turning towards the people who are there firing, but like they're looking towards the camera, and the camera's watching them, and there's people running up behind them, gonna shoot them right in the back, but they're going like this. The people running up just fall like they're being shot from the person who's not shooting at them.
Yeah.
I mean, things like that happen, and then you have like 20 people lined up, and then you just see them all like and just line up, and it was almost
it was the wave.
Dominoes.
It was the wave.
Yeah.
Let's go. Boom, boom. Somebody fell, and then they just started a chain reaction.
These gags are on spoof movies.
It felt very A-Team to me.
It felt A-Team mixed with a spoof movie.
Yeah.
It felt like if somebody made disaster, like, you know, one of those like scary movies,
Hell.
or disaster movies.
The
And you-
blind chick was on top of the roof shooting people with a shotgun.
She's like, I hear you.
She was yelling, "I hear you!" Yeah, I hear you. Boom.
That is
and
not
then
a
you're
serious
like, how
movie.
the fuck did she get up there?
It can't be a serious movie.
We couldn't tell if it was a serious
It
movie
couldn't.
or a comedy.
It couldn't be.
The tone
Never.
changed. It was either A-Team weird parody thing or just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super serious or not serious at all, like outlandishly stupid. Even the guy who blows up at the end. Guess what? Other people die. Other people have died, and you're like, this girl died, and she got shot up, and it's all because she got AIDS and raped and this and that. And then they're like, oh, they kill her, and then they're like, oh, and they make it so dramatic. But then this other guy who's just fat and lazy and drives a truck into a boat, blows it up, and guess what? He survives just all black, like like one of those like cartoon explosion things, just soot. And he's like, I'm okay. No, don't worry, I jumped in the water, I'm fine.
Yeah, I jumped out.
So
First of all, if he jumped in the water, he would not have soot all over his face.
He got back up.
unless it just scorched onto him or something.
It's not scorched, he just went like this and came off.
Their main plan before they stormed the area was they were going to drive one of their trucks that had a bunch of explosives into it. They were going to drive this truck into the boat that they were going to take to America. And the first guy that ran down there to drive the truck over to the boat, he gets shot by a sniper before he even starts.
And it's really dramatic. They're like, no, he couldn't complete what he always wanted to do to save this person.
Well, he had
and
cancer.
retribution. He was like, I have to do this for my wife, my family.
Well, and he had nothing else to live
I have
for.
nothing else to live for. I do it for my wife.
There were two random ninjas in the movie.
Yeah,
that I
in the
saw.
background. In the background, yeah.
I just love the fact that you see all these army men running, then you see one guy in a black suit with a knife, sword, running. Oh my god, a ninja!
There's a lot
Like
of
hidden ninjas.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden gems in the background.
Yeah.
In this one.
Again, I see why people would love this movie, because there's certain gems of just hilarious comedy. I was gonna say hilariousity or something like that. I'm not gonna make up a word. Just like this movie would make up a word. But I'm gonna rise up above the occasion.
But,
Yeah.
Parker finally gets surrounded, and he can't get out of it this time.
Yeah.
He's mangled on the ground, still alive somehow after being shot.
Oh no, you think he's dead.
Yeah.
You think he's
Yeah,
dead.
he's
And then
shot
he shows up
maybe
at the
20,
end of the
25
movie,
times.
and he's still crawling with his knife. He's like, I'm gonna cut your gizzard out.
And
Yeah,
the
ears.
guy who betrayed them all shoots him in the head finally.
And the rest of the survivors are there, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, I didn't see you there."
Yeah, I just did this.
Look, you didn't just watch me kill Parker.
No, I
Oh
didn't.
boy.
Did they end up killing him?
Yeah,
Yeah, they stabbed him. with that
stabbed him
little
with how many darts did he have?
bow. Like 15.
He was supposed to have only 4,
Yeah.
but he used. I counted 5. He used 5. But
Yeah,
there may be more.
Whenever
Excuse me.
somebody would get hit with a dart, they'd all stop and be 5, 4, 3,
3,
2.
4, 5.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
for the first 2 seconds he never counted, but he would go 3, 4, and then drop on 5.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, at the end, when he patted the guy on the back, he was like, good job. It's okay. He had one between his fingertips. But then he kind of wrote that one off and he was like, I thought you only had this many. And he was like, I saved one important one just in case for the important people. I think it was what he was saying is like for himself, just in case.
What was the airborne thing about? The one guy kept saying
Because
airborne.
he was Vietnam airborne.
Which I don't. Okay, airborne is
He's a
that
paratrooper.
Air Force?
No, it's airborne.
Or do they call it airborne?
Yes.
They don't call it paratroopers.
No, they call it airborne.
Okay.
You're a paratrooper, but you're airborne.
Okay.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yes, you do. Or you already know it, and you just ask somebody else.
And after that, it's basically just show that Tony survived, and that was the end of the movie. Tony survived the truck explosion. He's like, hey, I'm back.
And wait, now
Which is the blind girlfriend.
What's funny is
blind girl's boyfriend
because
now.
he actually survived, they celebrated a lot for him being alive. They didn't give a shit about anybody else still being alive.
Nobody else came back from the dead.
At least half of the
Parker
group
was coming back from the dead four times.
If Parker came back up and said, hey, I'm fine, everybody would throw a party for him too.
I'm not sure.
If AIDS girl showed back up and goes, hey, by the way, I'm okay, they're going to be happy too. It was just because he came back from the dead.
You're right. You're right. I'm overlooking this.
And then last and not least, no, this was probably
Last and the greatest of the night.
yes.
somehow the most competent.
No, not
Oh.
somehow. Like
this was
amazingly.
This was a 1998 gem.
Was it 98 or 97?
Decampitated.
Decampitated.
Decapitated.
And
I always feel like we should say that with a Jersey accent.
First off,
I don't think I can say that with the
After-
Jersey accent.
Decapitated.
after watching
Decapitated.
this movie is very short from being something I would say I love this movie. Okay, it's slightly short because it has very extensive scenes where I did not like, but in between that, gold.
The humor
Right there.
in this was very okay. It was outlandish humor that you would see in like an airplane or this or that, and that humor worked very well for the most part. There are a lot of spots in the movie where you kind of were like, wow, the humor was kind of hit and miss, but it hit. The hits felt good. The misses were very long and tedious, but the hits, when they did hit, were very rewarding. Did make you feel really like you enjoyed this movie. It's a lot. Made you overlook the shit.
Oh,
So the movie is roughly about just a killer in the woods that likes to hunt people.
Miles DeCamp.
What?
You mean you guys have never heard the legend? What legend? The legend of Miles Decay?
Yes, and that's the story that everybody says.
The Legend of
So
Miles
you have
DeCamp.
a guy with a beekeeper's mask on.
So explain the opening sequence because that's what made this. We were depressed until the opening of this movie.
So the movie begins with you see a guy with a beekeeper's mask on jump up and do a flip somersault, and you're like, okay. And he has a gun. Then he starts pointing it around. He shoots one of these girls. Like, oh, okay. And she's dead. And then the other girl's running, gets her leg caught in a bear trap. Like, oh, wow, okay, that this is serious. She looks down. She's like, oh no, what do I do? She grabs a hatchet, slashes that thing right off.
While she's cutting her ankle off, we get a flash over to the killer.
And he's skipping.
The killer's skipping. Now, she cuts her ankle off with like this machete thing, so she's now crawling and doing this hobbling thing, and then another bear trap. And she looks down like, oh shit, again? She goes down and just hacks that one off, and now she's crawling, and then one of her arms, another bear trap, and she's like, fuck! so she's just
That one's
taking her
gotta
arm,
go now.
she's just taking all of her arms off and such.
Too bad she didn't have duct tape.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my god, looking back at that now.
If you had duct tape, you could save any wound. It doesn't matter.
Just duct tape it back on and it's there.
I love. Okay, first off, you have to understand the lore of this movie. The lore is, if you have a body part, you can put it back together. If you can sew it or duct tape it back, it's fine now.
There is no internal bleeding in this world.
No.
No, it
Not
could
at
be
all.
over a shoe. Anything. But, okay, so once that happens, and then you get
The creepy travel agent.
then you get the amazing title sequence of just darkness and names, which is so cliched and so overdone because nobody has any ideas of how to do it better back then. Oh, even today, even nowadays, all you can say nowadays. So you have that, and then it goes right into a travel agency. And you kind of see how this movie's going to go. These people are trying to find a travel agency, and they're like, why do you need a travel agency if you just want to go camping? Like, well, do you have any good camping ideas? And they're like,
But they constantly try to make it scary.
Yeah, the travel agent was trying to channel his best Vincent Price.
I'd say
Good
that.
job. Yes.
And they're like, well, we really just want to go camping. And he's like, well, here's the thing about camping. When you want to go camping, you don't need a travel agent. You just go.
Real quick,
But if you want to go places.
just to say, because I don't think it's ever stated and clear. After we watch every one of these movies, we don't talk to each other about the movies until right here in front of you. So when we're talking about things and we're like, oh, well, yeah, oh, this is all legit. We did not talk about this prior. We didn't set this up. We didn't do any of that. So
Best we do is take some notes while we watch.
no, the best we do is Zach took some notes. I can't see the notes.
I can't either. In this movie, I stopped taking notes because it was too funny. I wanted to
It
watch
was too good.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to look away.
And there was gems that you could miss because I know you were typing and he missed that behind the two people talking about, hey, to the travel agent, where should we go? There was Grim Reaper
popped
right
up,
there,
yeah.
right back there. You missed it.
I did.
And so just little gems. You have to keep
Can
watching.
we rewind? Nope.
Nope.
We've gone too far.
No.
I'll get to watch it again.
Yeah, you're.
So from then on, now they're going camping. So all their friends have all their junk. It almost looks like a garage sale. And all their junk sitting there, and they're bitching about they're late. And so the guy shows up, like, all right, guys, hop on in. And he already has a whole bunch of shit on top of the vehicle. Well, then they apparently have thrown some of the stuff on the vehicle. He starts driving off. The raft flies off the vehicle. Things start falling off the vehicle.
No,
It's pretty funny.
the driving scene lasted so long that I thought it got dull for me. I was really disappointed at that point, and then I realized what it was doing. It was setting up that everybody's asleep, and then suddenly he starts doing random things through the course.
He goes to the
of
drive-in.
He goes to the
eats
drive-in
popcorn,
theater.
He goes to he goes to all these different places. He has his own little adventure while he's
and then
everybody else is asleep.
Woke up in the middle of the night, was a bad feeling down deep inside. Things were gone and the car was gone. Nothing was left but a note that said goodbye. Well, what can I say? It's the end of an era, start of a new day. Gotta keep moving. Nothing ever's gonna get him over.
And then he eventually dozes off and hits a tree.
Which,
That's what wakes
let's
everybody
be honest
up.
here. That was funny. that is actually
slow
really
progression
smart.
of that, brilliant.
That is really smart.
Good job.
Like, I feel like this movie was.
It shouldn't be on this show.
Yeah.
But I see why Troma really they hold this with great.
It had like 23 million something views on YouTube, right?
2 million.
Okay.
20. This
Well,
is no.
I was being
this-
a little generous.
This
sorry.
is no Chicken Girls.
Ooh,
Chicken
yeah.
Girls had like 22.
We don't need to.
Because those 12-year-olds,
We don't
damn.
need to talk about chicken.
There's a lot of
You don't
12-year-olds
want-
in this
You don't
world.
want to talk about Chicken Girls?
Not anymore.
We already did. So, okay, so we move on. They finally get crashed, and they bitch for a while, and that got boring and tedious until they were like, okay, let's split up. So the one guy, I don't know his name, he goes, venturing off. He's like, the woods don't scare me.
I'm gonna call him the jock.
And the woods don't scare me. And the guy goes, hey, you're gonna need this. Throws some. No, his name was Vince.
Vince. Good job.
His name was Vince. I remember that bitch kept saying, Vince. What about Vince? What about Vince? And she would always say Vince, not Vince.
So
and I was like, oh, you're saying it wrong.
They throw. He throws something, and he's like, in case you need it.
If you're ours, you don't know what you may come up against out there. You might need this.
Thanks.
And we debated. We were like, he thought it was a lighter.
You guys thought it was chapstick.
Thought it was chapstick or something, or a lip balm of some kind.
We were all proven wrong. It was the Naka
air fresher.
Mouth spray.
Mouth spray. Mouth spray. It's technically air, right? Mouth spray. Some kind.
But I would say it didn't get fun for me until they started, hey, let's go into each other's let's go into the tents and sleep. And then that one girl farted.
That was later.
Yeah.
That was after
that's when it started picking up for me again. Because then the lore of the movie started.
Yeah, I did like the fact that instead of telling the story of let me tell you a story about how this guy was evil, it just shows a faraway shot of him just running around, jumping up and down, and then
everybody knew about it.
Yeah, and then we didn't need to know about it.
No, that was clever.
Like, audience, why do you care?
Because you already seen it.
No,
I don't have to tell you again.
Well, we don't even know if that's actually that guy. You know, it's just stupid.
Right. And
so then they all are like, I'm getting tired after they sing Kumbaya with no. They just
it was like a
strum things, and they're not even actually playing any instrument. And some people bring in a washboard. Some people are banging rocks together. It's really stupid.
They all have a little
and they're all off beat and just the same beat over and over.
Yeah, it was a jamboree. And then they all they all paired off and went to their.
And it seems like a sex scene's about to begin.
Yeah, she's taking off her clothes. Nerd guy's glasses are fogging up, or they should have.
And then
nerd guy.
Yeah. Then when he moves on top of her, we get a.
She beefs.
She farts.
And then
into his face.
Leaves. Yeah, and then he leaves. And then she's like, "No, I'm sorry." And then he leaves. He's taking a piss. And
as he's taking a piss, somebody slashes his throat.
Well, somebody goes, "Shing!" And then he's like, "Huh." And then he walks back in, sits down.
He cut him and ran past him so quickly that the cut didn't happen until he got back to the tent and sat down.
There, and then it started spewing from his neck. And then she's trying to figure out what is going to help it stop.
So eventually she pulls out a roll of duct tape about that thick.
Because she's going through all these different things, and he keeps holding up Band-Aids and things that would actually possibly help.
And then she's like, "I'm trying. What about this? What about this?" And she's just getting more bloody. And then eventually she just say, "Duct tape." And then he just can't talk the rest of the movie.
Well,
and
it's so great
around
is
his neck.
We were like, even Zach said it loud. He was like, "Oh my God, if they keep that on him the whole movie,
and he's
it's
alive.
gonna be great.
If he stays alive."
And that's everybody who gets injured in this movie keeps their injury full flesh, you could see it. Full-fledged, just out there.
And we would stay here for the next hour if we mentioned every little time they got hurt. It was duct tape. One girl gets her arm ripped off, and then what'd she do? Puts it back on and sews it back, and she's fine.
One guy gets a machete through the side of him, and he just leaves it in.
Yeah, he's like, this machete's the only thing keeping me alive.
I do like at some points he like runs into somebody and they're like, ah! And he stabs them with his own machete accidentally.
So she has to duct tape around her waist.
Yeah.
And then, what is it? He's like, no, let's make a break for it. He's holding her arm and it rips her arm off. And then he's like, oh.
I love it when Vince is he leaves again and Garrett's like, hey Vince, just in case, you might need this. He throws duct tape at him. He's like, this is crazy.
or even the bad guy, he gets his hand chopped off and he puts it in a basket, and then he comes later and he's like, he's duct taping it together. And he's like, yep, staple. Yep,
so eventually,
I'm fine.
eventually they end up at a cabin, and it's the cross-dresser's cabin. And
Yes.
Vince is still
Tied up?
He's still tied up there. They go in. They find out that the cross-dresser went to school with Garrett. They're on the same football team.
And they're like,
said that so nonchalant.
they're like, hey man, what's going on? Oh yeah, nothing much.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Oh yeah.
Sure. Then why do you look so familiar? Wait a minute. We played high school football. The quarterback. Jake? Right. Jake, how the hell you been? Good. Say, hey, do you remember the cheer? Hey. Oh, ice cold beer makes you want to cheer. Ice cold wine makes you feel fine. Ice cold duck makes you want to. Oh.
And then an arrow came from at this point, the bad guy, he still lost his hand. He duct taped his hand to the bow and arrow, and he used the arrow, went through the LGBT friendly man, got stabbed right here.
It was say is a rapist that was dressing up in women's clothing to try to lure this guy.
So you want to call him Buffalo Bill?
He was a Buffalo Bill.
He was a Buffalo.
He was Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
All right.
That took us a while to get there.
Yeah.
But we found our good spot.
Yeah.
So I love it when they're like questioning Buffalo Bill. Finally, they're questioning Buffalo Bill, and Garrett's like, "Hey, well, if you're not out here killing us, then where's your hand?" He's like, "It's right here." He's like,
"Where's your other hand?"
It's right here.
Oh.
So you're not killing us.
Oh yeah, okay. Good job. And then eventually Vince goes to get help.
Oh wait, can we back up just a minor spot?
Oh wait, that one guy showed back up.
No. Can we back up just a minor spot? When this guy set up that he was gonna have a weed eater to fight back for so long, and finally when the guy attacked him and he had the weed eater, he was like, he just like
puts it
chopped
down.
off the guy's hand, put it down, ran away, but then stopped, turned back, ran back over there, turned off the weed eater, and then ran away.
That was so
Gotta
awesome.
conserve that energy. I was just about to say it.
I don't know. There's so many little things. Like I love the guy fishing. You go, huh, and then
There's too many great kills. Too many
Yeah.
great kills in this.
the guy. Yes, there is.
So nobody dies in the beginning.
For so long.
Yeah.
It's just a running gag of awesome. When they're getting injured constantly, it makes you smile because it's just a constant, that person's going to constantly get injured.
It's great.
And will never die. But then when they do start dying, you're like,
About
okay.
time.
Well, at the same time, it kind of ruins some of the humor. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That person's finally dead now.
So Vince takes off again to go find help, and he ends up running into some stoners.
Yeah.
And he takes their car. They think he's like a zombie or something because he's passed out on the street when they
But then
find
they're
him.
like, dude, zombies don't drive.
Yeah. No way.
And then he ends up going back to the cabin that they ended at, and he's calling out for him. And that's when Nerd Guy with the throat, he exits first. He was shoved out. He exits first, gets decapitated from a trap.
And his head. Does his head fly all the way out there?
His head flies back onto everybody
and
else.
everybody like does hot potato. And, and then the Garrett guy grabs it and goes, huh? Turns around, oh! And then throws it out.
That's a travel agent! What? We don't want to go on a cruise. No. Let's go camping. Milo just loves to camp, right?
And then he goes all the way out and hits Vince into Vince's car.
Which ends up destroying the car for some reason, and now he has to try to fix the car?
No, it was when he got out of the car and the car started rolling away.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was. I guess he was sitting there with his foot on the brake.
If you watch while it's rolling away, you see somebody behind it pushing.
Oh, do you?
In the back. Yeah.
I didn't
There's a
notice
crew
that.
member. I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave that.
I didn't notice.
I'm not gonna say anything. Watch it again. So there's that, and then we finally, the bad guy reveals his face,
and he's baby faced.
It's the travel agent.
Oh,
and-
no.
Was it the travel agent?
Yeah, it was the travel agent, and
Okay.
you're like, oh boy.
Because the only reason
Now-
we know is because they all yell, "It's the travel agent!"
I didn't pick up on that for some reason.
And then yeah,
It's because you were typing.
No, it wasn't.
And
I want to
at
type that down.
I would say at that point, the movie to me, it still held a little bit of its charm, but it was just really on a steady decline.
Oh no! At that point, once we saw who it was, it crashed for me. And then it kind of like sputtered, like boom, boom.
Well,
boom,
no, there was some genuine funny parts that I enjoyed. I did not like that a lot of the main characters ended up subsequently killing each other off by accident.
Like that's fine if that happened. Like Bill, what was it? Why do I want to say Bill and Ted? It was what was that one where the kids end up?
That was the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, they ended up accidentally killing each other.
That was Tucker
and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah.
Like that is fine because that happened through the whole thing.
Yeah, it was the people getting scared and ends up killing themselves, and then it
just looks like it was them.
Tucker
Like
and Dale
that was
killing
fine, but here, these guys ended up killing their own friends a lot, and it just got to the point of you were like, oh well, I guess that happened.
But the ending was the very, very last, I'd say 30 seconds, kind of made up for
the ending
crappy
joke.
last.
The ending joke
10 minutes.
works.
Yes.
At the very end, Vince is saved. Vince is the last one alive, and he's saved
by Buffalo
Bill. And Buffalo Bill's like, yeah, now I'm gonna rape you. And he just starts screaming into the movie.
That's right, cowboy.
So
Did everybody die except for
glorious.
Vince and Buffalo Bill?
Yeah, everybody died.
Everybody. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
The movie
scream.
was actually. I honestly feel that the movie was too good for this Troma battle the worst. But it was a breath of fresh air, and it does not win today. It will not win.
No.
There's no way.
No, I think I can speak for the all of us and say Hungan was the worst one of the night.
Yeah, I'd go with that. That's my vote.
The other two were, it had moments of, hey,
you know what?
The Hungan didn't have
Troma's
one.
War was just too. Troma's War had those little nuggets of like, that's funny. That's pretty funny. That wasn't. I would actually watch that again. I would watch it again.
Lloyd Kaufman actually had a hand in making that movie.
Yeah.
He didn't direct it, but he had a hand in creating that one.
He produced it and wrote the story.
He did not have anything. He just distributed the other two. So, you guys agree?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So let's. The horror of the Humongous Hungry Hungan was the one that I got.
Worst. So take your trophy.
The night.
All right.
Congratulations, Zach.
You randomly picked the worst movie of the night, since it was all completely random.
I would like to thank the Hungan.
The humongous.
The
hungry.
The not so.
Hungry,
the not so humongous, not so hungry Hungan.
The Hungan was the witch lady, the voodoo lady. Well, we don't know. She never was really next to anything.
No, that's.
She was big compared to those candles.
She could have been a giant for all we know.
Yeah, those could have been giant torches.
She was in a closet with melted little candles everywhere.
Could have been torches, like big torches, and she could have been like humongous.
So.
And of course I couldn't have done this without you, the viewer. So thank you too.
Enjoy us for next time when we equally shit on some other movie.
No, we torture ourselves really.